welcome back to the channel. Today is Saturday, February 10th, and I think it is time to do a February frog it or finish it video. This is our frog it or finish pile. So that is on the agenda for today. But first and foremost, let's get the admin-y stuff out of the way. Let me scoot over. Hi again. My name is Tiffany, and if you are new to the channel, hi, hello, welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped by to my little corner of the web to check out my knitting, crocheting adventure. And if you are a returning viewer, hi, hello. I hope you are doing well wherever you are and that it is warm and toasty where you are. It is supposed to be 85 degrees here in Florida today. It is bright and sunny and the sky is blue and I literally see one cloud. And for anybody that knows me, I am not a sunshine girl. I know, I live in Florida and I'm not a sunshine girl, but there you have it. So today I thought that I would record inside in the air conditioning my frog it or finish it video for February. I know that there are a lot of people online right now that are doing it finish February for knitting, crocheting, sewing, needlepoint, all different kinds of things. And I thought that it was time I went through this. So if you guys have been here from the beginning, you know that some of these projects, or a lot of them, used to live in the ottoman, which is still right there, but still has all of the collectibles in it that I haven't decided what I'm going to do with from my little minimalist adventure that I'm going through. So I have put them all in a crate, and this is an actual project that, yeah, where do we start? Let's see. Okay, let's start here at the beginning, I guess. All right, so the first one on my finish it or frog it is going to be Andrea Mowery's Big Cozy Cardi. And I started this one, I think it was in December, because it was something that I saw and I absolutely fell in love with, and then I realized that I had more than enough yarn to make it. Ooh, the color's actually showing up perfect today. Love it. Because in the original video it didn't come out right, but that is spot on. Anyway, so I had this Barocco Arno yarn in stash, 57% cotton, 43% merino wool, and it is a tube yarn. Focus. Might help if I turned it around. There you go. Anyway, so my original vision was to make one of these and to make one for my mom, because I have the yarn, a yarn for her as well. And this is the one that you cast on all of the stitches and you make the great big, rectangle, and then you come back and you do the you seam it, and that produces the essentially the cardi. And then you use mohair for this, and they say that this is the part that takes the longest. Everybody also said that the main side was more appealing, was less appealing, excuse me, than the reverse side, which is this really pretty texture pattern that I don't think it's going to show up in this. Well, there you go. It kind of looks like a basket weave. Anyway, so I agreed with everybody else that the wrong side was going to be the right side for my garment. I haven't worked on it since the last video. It's just been like sitting in the entranceway to my bedroom, kind of as a, hey, would you, work on me, please? I think this one I actually am going to continue to keep. It's probably something that if I work on it throughout the year, I'll have it for next winter. But I don't want to frog it. Like, I think that when it's finished, it's going to be really, really, really amazing. So this one is going to stay in the finish it pile. And then I'm just going to have to come up with a game plan for actually finishing it. So that's the first one. The second one is, let's see. These are, that is not it. That is something else. These, or this I should say, is from the Thanksgiving sock pattern. And I will also leave a link for all of the patterns for all of these projects down in the description below in case you decide that you might maybe want to cast one of these on. But these are Summer Lee's Thanksgiving socks, one of them. And this particular one has got this really pretty cable. And they're a DK weight sock pattern, but you could use 2 strands of fingering weight. And so I used these 2 held together. And this one's kind of sparkly. And then this one looks like this. And I held them together, and then this was the fabric that they created. So obviously I have one sock done, so I'm definitely going to finish the other one. The whole packet for it is up here because I needed, no, here's the pattern with all of my notes. But I needed 2 different size knitting needles, a stitch marker, a crochet hook, and DPNs for the cables. So this was a bit of work, and I actually had to make myself a lot of notes in order to get it just right for Ninive. That belongs over there. So this is going to be a definite finish it. Those are probably the easiest ones. Let's see. We have a pattern here for Petite Knit's hipster hat, but I don't think it's actually been cast on. It's definitely not in here. So we'll set this off to the side while we figure it out. In this bag, I don't know about you guys, but I'll use anything and everything as a project bag. And a bazillion years ago, my mom gave me a coach bag for travel, and it came with this inside it. And to me, I was like, oh, this is perfect for knitting. Like, I can totally fit my knitting in here. And then it snapped onto the inside of the travel bag, which was even better because I didn't have to worry about it getting lost. And in here are 2 skeins of Biscotti yarns. They're Bis sock in the colorway. That can't be right. Nope, it's not that one. It's actually this one. That doesn't belong there. I know where that goes. This is actually, I don't even know how to say that one. It's Italian. Filtora La Marita, fashion toes, 90% superwash merino wool, 10% nylon. By the way, that's what the tag looks like. Focus. There we go. And I have 2 skeins of this in here. I'm going to scoot over now. I have 2 skeins of this in here, and I'm thinking that my intention was to make socks with it at one point. These look like a colorway that I might use to make socks for Jay. So I think I intended at one point to make socks for him. I even got so far as getting one of them caked up. But I kind of lost my sock mojo. So I remember I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, sock mojo, it's gone. I'm just not feeling it. And all I wanted to work was on my scrappy blanket at the time. I don't know why, but that's just what I wanted, was a scrappy blanket. And I tried picking up a sock the other day. It was a bookshelf sock, and I just literally have to finish the foot. That's it. And I think I got like 3 rows in it, and I put it down, and then I picked up the scrappy blanket that I'm working on. So I think my sock mojo is definitely gone right now. I think my mother has it actually, because she's knocked off like 4 pairs of socks in 2 weeks, which is phenomenal for her, because she has one hand that it doesn't work right because she had carpal tunnel and she had the surgery, and like some of the fingers are like numb, so she can't really. Anyway, somehow the woman has managed to knock out 4 pairs of socks in 2 weeks. So I think that's where my sock mojo went, because prior to that, my mom was so not a sock lady. But yeah. So this is going to go back in my stash, and this is going to go back in my project bag pile, because we're definitely not making these. What's next in here? There's like, I don't know, I think like there's just like a bunch of projects in here. Let's start with this one. Okay, I know what this is. This is a learning project. It's living in this bag. My mom bought me a whole set like this, and they're reversible. Oh, there goes a stitch marker. And this is what they look like on the other side. I think I like that side better. I used to be a huge shoe junkie, and so hence the shoe fabric. Anyway, this is an ear warmer, and this was me wanting to learn how to do double knitting. And at the time, a strand of fingering weight and a strand of mohair seemed like a good idea. But honestly, in retrospect, it's taking forever. But then again, I'm like, okay, but I'm this far. Anyway, hold on. So here's the yarn that I'm using. How pretty is that? It's super soft and squishy. Don't ask me what it is, because I have no clue. It's a mom yarn. And this is how it's knitting up. It's very cool. Like, I really like it. What have I got? Like, maybe I'm at a little less than the halfway point, I guess. I just don't know if I want to keep working on this one. I think this is going to be a frogget. Yeah. What do you guys think? Double knitting. Very first project, learning, and it's not perfect. Like, the edges are, you know, kind of wonky. Yeah, I think I'm going to frog it. Frog it and hope for the best as I try to separate. Ah, look, it's off the needles. It's definitely being frogged. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to frog it and call it a day. So do you guys... Oh, but it is really cool inside. I've never actually, like I said, this was like my learning project for double knitting, and so I didn't know that that's what it did. That's actually really cool. So in theory, you could do double knitting and then take it off the needles. Let me get past this point where my stitches are stuck together and see if it opens up. This might be a really cool way to make sleeves. Yeah. Well, if you didn't seal the end. Or it's like a little pouch. Maybe I won't frog it all the way. I'll just frog it enough, and then I'll just make a cute little pouch and then just call it like a little I tried project. But it's definitely frogging. So anyway, tell me, do you guys ever go through your projects and some people say have a come into Jesus moment with them and decide whether or not you really want to complete them or keep working on them? What's the longest that you've kept a project going before you either A, finished it, or B, gave up? I know that I've had some projects. In fact, I have one here that has been on the needles for, oh my gosh, it's my llama cowl. You guys will see it. And it's been on the needle since my mom lived in Las Vegas. All right, it's pouch size now. So, all right, I'm gonna frog it down to here, bind off the stitches, possibly, and see if I can turn it into a little pouch. No, maybe not, because some of the strands got stuck, 2 of the strands got stuck together on the inside. Oh, frogged all the way. It's happening. Anyway, yeah, I have one project that's been on the needle since my mom lived in Las Vegas, and it's got to be like close to 10 years by now. All right, this is as far as we're getting before it got stuck. All right, frogged, going in the garbage, and we will brave the rewind. This would actually make a pretty hat. Maybe I'll try it as a hat. Anyway, okay, so the next thing that's in here is something that I wanted to make for years, and I actually got it cast on. And it is Andrea Mowery's Wool and Honey. And I absolutely love this sweater. I 110% want to make it. I stopped. I know exactly when I stopped and why. And I stopped this one when I realized that some of my stitches were facing the wrong direction. So every time I came across them, that meant I was going to have to get the cable needle, turn them around, just like a whole situation. And honestly, I haven't picked it up since then. And now I have yarn barf to top it all off. Because this was the one that I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough yarn to actually make the sweater. So, because this was what I had. How pretty is that? It's actually, oops, I almost put it in my coffee. It's actually more coppery than it's showing up. Yeah. But it's super, super pretty. And then this was what I used to cast on for the ribbing. My hope was that if I used this for the ribbing, that it would be enough to offset what I am missing for the rest of the sweater. I think I'm going to press on with this one because this is something that is on my, oh, I've dropped a stitch. Heaven help me. And the stitch that I've dropped is one that I probably didn't want to drop. It's one of the twists. And I think that twist is like 3 rows up. Maybe we do frog it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to frog it anyway to get back to that point to pick that up. See, it's these right here, these slip stitches, but this one is here. It's not even on the needles where it belongs. So we're gonna put this in the frog it pile and we're gonna try again. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna frog it and try again. Oh, that hurts. Not gonna lie, that one hurts. Maybe I won't frog it like all the way. Just I'll frog it down to where the slip stitches actually started, and then I can put them in the right direction to begin with, and then I won't have to struggle. Yeah, that's how we'll feel better about that one. All right, there's 2 more projects in here. This one is my National Gallery bag from London. This one is, oh shoot, it's the Fire Pit Mitts. I can't remember the name of her channel. I'll put it up here or up here somewhere. Anyway, the lady that wrote the pattern for Fire Pit Mitts, she has a really good YouTube channel. And I was making these winter before this one. So last winter I was making these for Alejandria, because she decided that she wanted our arm warmers at the time, and I wanted to make something out of Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool. And I had this color, and I was like, oh, this is great. You just knit, 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 knit forever. But it was boring. So this was how far I got. And Aya's got really long arms. So I have a ways to go, because she wanted really, really long ones. And yeah, it's this far on my arm. And this was before you do like the hand and thumb and all that stuff. But I think I'm gonna frog it, because now I don't think she'll wear it. Like a whole year has passed and I don't think she'll wear it. I think I'll frog it and repurpose the yarn for something else. My ring just broke again. So this is gonna go into the frog it pile. Take it off the needles so I really won't be tempted. Come on. Come on, let's go. These ones are, this one is on my my Chai Gu minis. I have the set in red and I have the set in blue, and they're fantastic because they're such a great way to just switch out the needles as you're going to make, whether it is a sock or an arm warmer or a leg warmer or fingerless mitts or even hats for small people. They work great for that too. Not sponsored, just my opinion. They're really good. I like them. Okay, here is another one. These I thought were absolutely stunning, and I think I more fell in love with them because of there we go. These, they're the crisp apple strudel mitts, and I started these. Can you see it? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I started these 2 winters ago. The pattern is by Katie Carroll, and I think this was a paid for pattern. Yeah, this was a paid for pattern. It wasn't a free pattern. And she used Merino DK, and the year that I started these, I had actually asked Jay for Christmas for some Knit Picks yarn that now I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Knit Picks one, super soft and fluffy. Yeah. If I remember what it's called, I'll put it up here for you. But then this is how it's working out. Please don't fall off the needles. This is how far I am. So I'm a good ways. On the first one. I don't know if I wrote a note to myself to tell me where I am in the pattern. There is a definite left and a definite right for this pattern. Long tail cast on 40, it says to cast on 46 stitches, and I have a note that says I've cast on 50, so I think 46 was too narrow, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I didn't leave myself any other notes, so I'm not quite sure where I am in the pattern. But if I just knit back to the last twist, which it looks like is only 1 row, so I probably don't even have to knit back. So I'm gonna keep these on the finish it and finish them because I want them. All right, so what have we got so far? 1, 2, 3 frogs and 3 finishes. So we're 3 for 3. All right, what's next? Empty project bag. I think it's an empty project bag. Let's see. Yep, this one's empty. This is more of that shoe fabric. And then on the inside, This one looks like this. Yeah, this one's not reversible. All right, the next one, I know it's in here. These are my Halloween socks. And my Halloween socks I have been knitting on for, I think 3 years now. Yeah, I think it's been 3 years that I've been knitting on the exact same Halloween socks. Regular black yarn, and I know that, I don't know what this one is. I want to say that it's Friday Fright Night, but I don't think so. I think the Friday Fright Night has got more white knit than this. But this is the other yarn. And I have this much done on the first sock. Whew, that orange is bright. It really is that bright. Yeah, it's really that bright. And so, I mean, I've got the leg done, the heel flap and gusset, and I'm doing the foot. So it's got the ribbing across the top. It's a 2x2 rib, 2x2 rib. And the other one, I think is ready. Yeah, the second sock is ready for the heel flap. So I'm never gonna wear these when they're done, honestly. But I'm so close. See, this goes back to the not having any sock mojo anymore. So when you look at it from a sock mojo perspective, I'm like, yeah, no, just frog them. But the knitter in me is like, but why? You're so close. Don't do it. I don't know. I'm on the fence about the Halloween socks. Let me know in the comments. Should I frog the Halloween socks? I'll come back and I'll look at the comments and see what you guys suggest. When you're like 3/4 of the way done with one sock and your leg is done, you just have heel flap, gusset, foot, and toe to go for the other one. Would you frog them if it's been on your needles for 3 years? Or would you just push through? Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments. We'll put that over in the maybe pile. Let's see. Okay, what's next? What's in here? Okay. So this I know is a definite finish. This is my second bright side. And I am still exactly where I was before. I am on the 4th row of, I believe, the 4th repeat. Row 4 of repeat, halfway point of the blue bright side. Like, I made myself a note. So, yep, this is my second bright side, and the yarn is, it was this giant braid. If I still have a picture of what it looked like before, I'll put it up here. It was so pretty. And this one is approximately 1,100 yards of hand-dyed yarns, 100% superwash merino. The company was called Interlacements, and the colorway was called Michigan. And this is what it looks like caked up. And this is how it knits. It's so pretty, I think. I don't think that this sweater will do me any favors when I have it on. It's actually, the yarn is actually more aqua. Let me see. It's not gonna do it. The yarn's actually more aqua than it's coming up on the camera. Yeah, this sweater's definitely not gonna do me any favors when I wear it. It's not gonna compliment me at all, but it's so pretty. I don't care. This is a definite finish me. So yeah, I think this one will actually end up being a short sleeve as well. I don't think I'll have enough to make the whole sweater complete with long sleeves. All right, what's next? Okay, so this is a project that's been on my needles for like over 10 years. I'm pretty sure it's been over 10 years. This is the Habitation Throw by Curious Handmade. And what I did with this was my mom had given me, Dream had this line called Smushy, and they made what were called their petite, cashmere petites, right? And they were in all of these really pretty, oh, I guess it would go that way. Here's the colors that I have left, right? And here is where I am on my Habitation Throw. And somebody in the comments, I think 2 videos back, actually commented and said, if you want a great scrappy project, do the Habitation Throw, that she had done it in a knit group, and that it was fun and mindless and yada, yada, yada. And I commented back and I said, you know what, you're right. I have a Habitation Throw on the needles, and it's, you know, here it is. And let me see, let me get close so you guys can see what the yarn does as it changes. Because this is really like 5 or 6 different skeins, and they all just changed as you went. But these are cashmere. Oh, I even did like the perfect stitch marker, the perfect progress keeper for this one. It's a piece of strawberry cake. So I'm on the decreases for the Habitation Throw. Like, and I'm like, there's the corner. I've turned the corner, and I'm this far on my decreases. And I am almost done with this ball, and then I have these 3 left. And in theory, it's supposed to be enough to finish it, but I just really wasn't enjoying the process. But here's what I'm thinking. Since right now, all I seem to want to work on is my scrappy project, my crocheted scrappy blanket. I'm on my 2nd one. I think it's up here. No, it's not up here. But I have a different scrappy project to ask you guys about. Anyway, so this is my Habitation Throw, and since I am now feeling like doing simple, mindless, monotonous things, I think I might actually be in a space where I can finish this right now. So this is going to go in the finish it pile, and I think I will actually work on this now. The other thing that is in here is not started yet. It is my Petite Knits Novice Pullover. I did not get it started this winter, so I am actually going to put it away. I'm going to knit it with Wool of the Andes worsted in this oak colorway. And does it have a name? 100% Peruvian Highland wool, made in Peru, color number 24075. That's all it says. Yeah, that's all it says. So I have the yarn for it in here, and I think I'm going to put this away. I'll put it downstairs in the Hobbit closet as a project to work on next fall. But I did find the rest of my tape measures, which was very cool. In one of my videos, I mentioned that Alejandra worked at the Cracker Barrel for a while, and every time they had one of these tape measures, she bought them for me. So I have all of them. But yeah, cute chicken. And how cute is that? Anyway, stitch mark, progress keepers found. All right, so what's next? What do we have? What is this? This is a wishful thinking project pattern. What's in here? Okay. So in my video that I did, my yarn crawl in Brooklyn, I had a burgundy and cream hat on with chevrons in it. And well, not chevrons, arrows. And when I made that hat like 4 or 5 years ago, this was my very first attempt at a project bag. Don't laugh. It works, it gets the job done. I liked the fabric, and it's got a square bottom, which is not an even square bottom. Like, Look how wide it is at the sun and how narrow it is at the other end. But it's okay. It was my first one and it got the job done. Anyway, so it is made out, the second one I cast on at the exact same time. And it's made out of Karatopu yarn, 70% acrylic, 25% wool. It doesn't have a color name. It's just color K410, and then I don't know what the color was for this. Anyway, this is how far I am on the second hat. With hair. So I have, if I remember correctly, that's what the finished hat looks like. I have 6 repeats left, and then I can start my decreases. I don't know. I like the hat. I want the hat. I'm just not in love with the process anymore. So let me know. What do you guys think? If you guys only had 7 repeats left and each repeat is 6 rows. So I have 32 rows of the pattern left to make the height of the hat and then start the decrease. So if you only had 32 rows left on a hat, would you frog it or would you finish it? Let me know in the comments about this one and I'll see what you guys say, because that's an on the fence one. It's like the sock. When you're 75% of the way there, do you really want to give up? All right, what's in this project bag? This was me at an attempt at a cabled sock. Just a random cabled sock. And I think it's actually going to produce the owl. You know that owl that was popular in all of the hats for a while? See him? Check it out. Yeah, that's the owl. That's cool. And I wrote a note that says cast on 64 stitches, knit 1, purl 1, and twisted rib. And then on the other side, I wrote knit 7 rows, then cable again. But that's all I told myself. Not cable left, not cable right, not cable front, not cable back. Maybe I alternated? Because that's literally all I said to myself. So I think this is a frog. Yeah, this is a frog, and we will revisit this. Because the yarn that I'm using, it's not going to make identical looking socks. Come on, stitch markers. Because the yarn is a cake that does this. So it's better suited to a hat. And I think I have like 2 more skeins of this. I have to look and see. So I could probably get them close, a close match, but still. Why bother? On a good note, I now have an empty sock needle. Okay. All right, so another piece of that kit. This one has pockets in it. I don't particularly find pockets on the outside of a bag very helpful. All right, what's in here? Oh. Okay. This is a t-shirt, and it is living in this project bag, which is by Craft House Magic, and she is a yarn dyer and she makes project bags and she quilts, and she's in England, and I really like her channel and her stuff. But anyway, what's living in here is my Pip and Pin Kayla t-shirt. And it has this pretty texture across the front and across the shoulders. And I am this far. Where's my opening? I have done, what does it say? I'm working on the back. I haven't gotten to the body yet. Yeah, I'm on the back. 2, 4. I've done the front. Okay, so this is the front and it's on a stitch holder. Now I am doing the back. Let me see if I can show you the texture. That's what the texture looks like. What I remember of it, it was fun. It was really fun to do. All right, so this would actually be cute for the summer. Actually, it would be cute for now because it's pink. But since I've already done the front, I'm working on the back and I know exactly where I am. I'm right here. Switch to the smaller needles, working stockinette. All right, I'm still on the textured. I'm still on the textured lace and I have to do it, it looks like 9 times. And I have completed 4 of the 9. So this is where I am. So, and I just have this little bit right here after that, where you just do some stockinette. So, and then you move to the body and you just knit in the round. So I think that I'm going to keep this on the needles, finish the lace motif, and finish the sweater. And I know that it is a merino yarn. A merino nylon, but that's all I know. This is what the yarn looks like. And it's actually slightly brighter. Let's see. It's showing up slightly. There we go, right there. That's true. That's its true color. Yeah. So this I'm going to keep in. And this one I'm also using different needles. I'm using the Addy Skacel Rocket 2 squared needles. What I remember, I enjoyed it. They were nice to use. All right, so this is going to be our keep it pile. And what's in here? This is the pattern for, I think this is the gingerbread sock. It was on my wish list to make this winter, but it didn't happen. These. And let me see if I can show you what the heel looks like. Yeah, there we go. That's what the heel looks like when you're done. So these are on my wish list for next winter. I have the yarn out and everything for them. But then I changed my mind and decided to do something else. So, okay, so that's our keep it pile. And what have we got left? Okay, this is going to be easy enough. In here is the pink cardigan that I showed you guys in the last video. The one that I was like, why wouldn't I finish it when your sleeves are literally done? I think I've put in like 3 rows on this since the last time, since I showed it to you guys last. So yes, it's going to be finished. And next is this. So this was the hat that I showed you guys that I just randomly created a pattern for and just did my whole spiel on it. And I'm on the decreases. I literally just have to finish the decreases. I just don't want to. but I'm on the decreases. So I think this is one that I'm just going to push through and finish, because it's going to be a hat that I'm going to donate to charity when I'm done with it anyway. So I'm just going to push through and get that one done. Okay, what's next? All right, the next thing is my Step Right Up shawl. And it's a black and white pattern, but it's a free pattern. Step Right Up, it comes as a knitted pattern and it comes as a crochet pattern. And for the knitted pattern, you cast on 56 stitches. So in my head, this was going to be bigger than it turned out, and I think that's where my problem lies with this. This is the yarn that I'm using, and it looks just like the sample pattern in color. I'll try to remember to put a picture of the sample up here. Anyway, this is what the yarn looks like, and so it should do it. And this is Apple Tree Knits, and it's called their Fire and Ice Gradient in their plush fingering base. But 56 stitches on fingering weight needles, this is how big it is. This is it. And I'm thinking maybe when I block it, it might be a little bit longer. I mean, it's a really simple pattern. It literally is a 2-row repeat. And the bulk of it is a knit front and back, knit 4, center double decrease, knit 4, knit front and back, repeat. That's like pretty much the meat and potatoes of this pattern. I think it would be more fun if it was on a thicker weight yarn though. But I really want to replicate the sample that they used. Yeah, I think I'm going to frog this one. I'm going to frog this one and use the yarn maybe to make a hat. I think a gradient hat would be pretty. So there you go. It's off the needles. It has been frogged. And now I have empty needles. These are square needles also, and they rotate on the cable. And I don't know about you guys, but needles that rotate. These are the Collage Square needles. This is a US size 4. I don't like the cable. It's too thick and doesn't have any give, and the needles literally spin. And I didn't enjoy that. So I think these I'm actually going to put in my needle de-stash and donate to that shop that I told you guys about that does classes for people that want to learn to knit. What's next? Okay, so you know how I had my scrappy blanket and I made it and that was all that I wanted to work on? Well, then I decided, my mom gave me a whole thing of just some regular undyed yarn. I've got like 8 skeins of it. So I thought that I would do the granny stripe blanket and do one for my bed, which is a queen size bed. And then I got to thinking about it and I was like, well, maybe I'll just do like the foot of the bed, you know, one of those old-fashioned covers for the foot of the bed and see how that goes. And so I've cast it on, or I've chained it, and here it is. And it's very pretty, but as you can imagine, it's very boring. And the more I look at this yarn and the more I think about how much of it I have, I think that I would rather knit a fingering weight cream sweater. Maybe redo the Just Let Me Drive sweater. It's just like a simple raglan sweater, but it has these really pretty raglans that go down the side. So I think I'm gonna frog this and turn it into a sweater. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because it's just a basic undyed yarn. So after I make the sweater, I can even dye it if I want and turn it into a different color, which I think would be kind of fun. So this is gonna go into the frogette pile. The next one is a crochet project, and this one is linen stitch, and it was all of the balls that I have that are 30 grams or more of leftover yarn, I figured that I would just do a linen stitch blanket, and this is how it's coming out. I think I cast on chained 217 stitches and then started. But I think if I had done it corner to corner, I might like it more than I like this one. So I think I'm actually going to frog this and try it again as the corner to the corner linen stitch blanket and see if I like it more than just doing it straight across. Yeah, because I don't like it like this. So this is going into the frog pile. What's next? These are Tin Can Knits Rye Light socks. And I am on the leg. And I am using this yarn. There we go. How pretty is that? And it's got a little stellina in it, so it sparkles. You can't go wrong with always having a pair of socks on the needles, and this is the Rye Light, so it's super easy. It's very forgiving if you make a mistake. So I'm going to keep these on the needles for when my sock mojo comes back. I can like grab a pair of socks and hop right into it. This I know is Bugs in a Jar by Acid Veil Dye Works, or the Lemonade Shop. I know it's definitely called Bugs in a Jar though. And I've had this yarn probably close to 10 years, this particular skein. And I started to make a pair of socks. I have done the ribbing. I'm still on the ribbing. I think my intention is to make another pair of bookshelf socks with this. I've pulled this yarn out and started so many different projects on it. I don't want to frog it again, but I think for now, what do you think? I already have 3 other socks on the needles. I think I'll frog this one for now and come back to it and start it again. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Off the needles. Goodbye stitch marker. Another empty needle. All right, so this goes into the frog it pile now. And okay, we have 5 projects left. This is my Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. And I haven't worked on it in a little while. It's worked with 2 strands of fingering weight yarn held together. I'm making one in all pinks or variations thereof, and I am this far. I'm really enjoying it when I get going on it. So I think I'm going to continue to leave this in the box and just, you know, since you're only ever working on 1 square at a time, I think I'm just going to leave this in the box, and then whenever I feel like coming and just adding a square to it, I can add a square to it. And no pressure. And when it's done, it's done. All right, what's next? These are the socks that I was telling you about that I picked up the other day, and I did, I think, like 2 rounds on them, and then I was like, okay, done with these. Sorry, I needed a coffee. They're done in a mom yarn in Christmas colors. They were intended to be a pair that I finished during December. They even have a Christmas stitch marker on them. Come on. I think it's a little wreath. Yeah, that's good. And I am literally just doing the foot. of the bookshelf sock. And then I still have the other one to go. And I'm just going to put these away with the rye light socks. And then just as the moment hits me, just put in a row or two on it until my sock mojo comes back. I think that's for the best. That goes in there. All right, 3 left. Yep. All right, these are the honeycomb socks. And I really want these. So they are going to sit. Pardon the color, my printer ran out of ink. These are the honeycomb socks. They're textured on the top. I had to make myself a note that says the fox is the end of the row. And I started these on August 29th at 9:45 in the morning. And it says that I finished the heel turn. Yep, I finished the heel turn on September 29th, and I'm working on the gusset. And I think I've just started the gusset. Yeah, I've just started the gusset, and at the same time that you're doing the gusset, you continue the honeycomb pattern, and it's a cabled pattern. And this is what mine look like so far. And I definitely really want these socks, so these are going to go in the keep it pile. All right, 2 left. Who lives in these? Let's see. Oh. Till Christmases ago, I started these, the Norfolk socks. And I started them, a pair for myself and a pair for Ninive. And we're all tangled up here because they've been sitting in here for a while. And I took these out this winter and said that I was going to work on them, but then I got caught in the new and shinies and didn't work on them. So here's where I am. Hold on, the stitch is jumped off the needle. Get back on there, thank you very much. I have made it this far, right here, literally right there on the first sock. And this is what it looks like. Come on, work with me here. I'm making 1 pair out of these, and then the other pair is going to be out of this. And the second pair is literally the ribbing. That's it. That's all I've got done so far, or the start of the ribbing. These I'm going to leave on the needles because this is definitely a project that I want for Ninive and I to have these. I really, 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 really like these socks. But this winter I just got so caught up with the new and shiny, and I wanted it to be the year that I did my sweaters, and so I didn't work on that. So I have 4 pairs of socks to continue. I have 1 more project bag. All right, so the last project is my hot water bottle cozy by Laura Penrose. For Maxine water bottle cozy. And it comes with 2 different motifs in the pattern that you can choose from. Yeah, 2 different color charts. It's a paid for pattern, so I won't show, but you get the gist. So anyway, I decided that I wanted to make mine out of gingerbread colors. and I'm afraid that my gauge is not going to be right, which is why I stopped working on it. Because for starters, you have 2 strands of fingering weight yarn and you're working multiple colors at the same time. So mine is a bit of a hot mess and I'm really worried about my gauge not being right. So I picked this for the main body, gingerbread, and then red and white for the motif. And I got it cast on, I got the increases done, and I started the color work motif. But, oh, there's a good shot. I'm really worried that my gauge is not going to be right. So I'm on the fence about whether or not I want to proceed or if I want to frog it and try again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna frog it because you know how sometimes when you're working on a project and you just have that gut feeling that your gauge is off and then you're like, don't worry about it. And then when you get further along, you know, 3/4 of the way, then you realize, holy poo, my gauge isn't right. And granted, it's just a hot water bottle cover, so it won't matter too much. But then again, by the same token, it will, because once I fill up my hot water bottle, suppose like when it expands because of the heat, like the cozy doesn't fit. I really feel like my gauge is off. Yeah, I'm gonna frog this and try again. And I think a lot of it has to do with doing the color work with 2 strands of fingering weight yarn held together. So I think what I might actually do is just frog down to where the color work starts and then maybe just continue knitting the hot water bottle cozy. But then again, maybe not, because since, like I said, it's 2 strands held double, that means that for the body, I am knitting from the inside and the outside of the skein at the same time. And so I don't know if I would even have enough to finish the whole hot water bottle cover. So I think this has to be completely frogged and revisited. I really just want a hot water bottle cozy though. I'm just that girl. But not like this. This is too overwhelming for me. So we're gonna frog that and come back to it. And I think that's everything. I have one other project in the works, 2. One is the 3. One is the Shiva scarf, and for anybody that's been here for a while, you know I will finish the Shiva scarf. I just work on it in bits and pieces. The other thing is Mom's Hermione's Everyday Sock. The second one, I am still working on that. It's actually sitting right there. I have been picking it up randomly and working on it. And I did start another scrappy blanket, just a regular granny stripe. And I had 3 more magic knot balls. They were down here, if you guys remember. And so I've been working on a second scrappy blanket, and I cast on, I think, 230 stitches for that one, 235 instead of 217, and it gave me just that tiny extra little bit, so that when I have a longer amount of yarn left that I'm knitting in, I don't end up with 3 solid rows. I think I ended up with like 2 or 2.5 because they're skinny singles. But yeah, so that's it. That's all of my projects. So we now have a frogged pile, which I will take a picture after the video and we'll put the frogged pile right here. And then we have the keep pile over here. And the keep is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we kept 12 projects and we frogged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we frogged 8. So I had 20 projects hanging around, and I've frogged 8. That's not a bad start. And the more I look at that linen stitch the linen stitch blanket, the more I think I'm just going to do another granny stripe. And it can just have long stripes. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, that's right and proper sorted. And this video has managed to be 1 hour and 5 minutes long. Holy wow. But I felt that it was time for me to do a Finish It or Frog It February video. So there it is. You guys have got it. I hope that this video inspires you guys to sit down, look at your projects, have that, you know, come into self moment and be honest with yourself. Am I really ever going to finish this? I recently also went through my knitting books and had a moment and was honest with myself. Am I really going to knit out of this book? Am I really going to crochet out of this book? And I donated a ton of my project books to my local library. And hopefully they will get used by somebody else in the community. And then the cool thing is, if I ever do change my mind and there is something that I want to make out of one of those books, I can just go to the library and check the book out. So yeah, anyway, I hope that this video has inspired you to go through your projects and just have a moment and decide whether or not you really truly are vested in that project. Remember, not everything that we start do we have to finish. We should enjoy our crafting. We should enjoy being creative. We shouldn't feel obligated to finish everything that we start. It's okay to fall out of love. I'm giving you permission. It's okay to fall out of love with a project. And with that said, I think that is all I have for today. I forgot to say at the beginning, if you want to find me on Ravelry, I am on there as Tiffany Loves Yarn. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am on there as Tiffs_inspired life. And yeah, I think that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely let me know about those 2 projects. Do you think I should frog them or that I should carry on? I would really appreciate some suggestions because I truly am on the fence about those 2. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share. We're trying to grow the channel and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.